Hello and welcome to your card reading for the week of July 6th through the 12th of 2020. I'm Sharice Williams. Hello. Sorry for some crazy lighting that you're about to see, and if you hear any obnoxious laughter in the background, that's my husband and his friend watching a movie downstairs, and I got my old senior dog over here laying on the bed snoring, so if you hear any funky background noises, that's what that is. All right, so I have 3 different piles of cards here. We're going to go over things like career and money, love life. This could be both platonic and romantic love, yourself, and just kind of an overall message that needs to come through for you. So I'm going to lower the camera in a second, and you're going to pick either pile 1, 2, or 3. Before we get started, if you're able to, go ahead and close your eyes, and we're going to take a big deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. All right, go ahead and breathe in and out. Alrighty, I'm going to lower the camera. All right, this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Make your choice now. And if more than one pile is calling out to you, then that is perfectly okay. But just go with your first instinct as well. Pile 1, 2, 3. Try not to overthink it. Alrighty, let's get into it. And before I get started, you can go to my website and you can book tarot readings for yourself. I do limited live, like video or phone readings, and then I have emailed readings as well. So you can kind of take your pick with that one. So, all right, I'm looking at my list to make sure I get them in the right order. So, pile 1, your overall theme for the month is, or for the week, I am the loving energy of the universe. And this is from the Universe Has Your Back Oracle deck, published by Hay House, Gabrielle Bernstein. I am the loving energy of the universe. So we'll keep that in mind as we go through the other cards. So for yourself, for this week, we have support. And this is the Compendium of Constellations by Black and the Moon, independently published. Although I think this is going to be mass published, I'm not sure. But she's amazing. I love all her decks. Anyway, we have support. So if we're going to correlate that with your overall theme and message, I am the loving energy of the universe. And then for yourself, we have support. So this week, really spend some time supporting yourself. Notice how you talk to yourself. Notice how you feel about yourself, and really kind of pay attention to where you could be supporting yourself more. Because remember, there's constant loving energy flowing through the universe, and you are part of the universe. Therefore, there's constant loving energy flowing through you as well. So this week, really try to focus on, like I said, paying attention to how you talk to yourself. If you notice yourself kind of being a little bit of a bully to yourself, maybe try to work in some nice affirmations this week, ways that you can support yourself. Maybe you need to set some loving boundaries with those in your life. That is one of the biggest forms of self-care that you can do, is healthy boundaries. That is such a great way to support yourself. So this week, and it's not selfish, because I know there's some of you out there that are like, I don't know, it feels selfish to like put myself first and support myself. It is not selfish. It is so important. I feel like this analogy might be overplayed, but it is just such a good one. Like on the airplane, when they tell you you need to put your oxygen on first before you help other people get their oxygen going, it's because you need to support yourself first. Otherwise, you can't possibly support other people. So if you're one of those people that feels like self-care and putting yourself first is selfish, work on getting over that. Actually, I'm looking at a book. My computer's set on some books because I am high-class professional like that. And it is by Kristen Neff, and the book is called Self-Compassion. So if you chose pile 1, maybe check out that book, Self-Compassion by Kristen Neff, and find ways to support yourself, truly support yourself this week. All right, then we have love, and we have the Sloth. And this deck is, I'll have to tell you later, or I'll put all the deck information in the description below, because I can't remember the exact name of this. All right, but so for love, Sloth, we have, this is kind of going with supporting yourself, like I said, and really honoring what you need. The Sloth is a pretty, I mean, we think of the sloth as kind of a solitary animal. The sloth takes things slow. It takes its time. It's, it doesn't waste its energy on things that don't need to be, that it doesn't need to be used on. So I really am feeling For you, this isn't a romantic love this week. It's more, again, about focusing on the love for yourself, supporting your love for yourself. I feel like that's such a love and support is like a very big key theme for you this week. So really pay attention again. Where are you putting your energy? Where could you maybe take your energy back to support yourself rather than supporting others? What can you do to really, to just call your energy back for you? And then just take it easy this week too if you can. Maybe meditate, maybe, give yourself a little spa day. Do something to just really relax this week that supports you in a good way. All right, and then finally career. We have 7 of Cups. And this is the Muse Tarot. I do know this one, the Muse Tarot by Pixie Curio. So for career, this lighting is horrendous. 7 of Cups. So for career this week, you may find yourself kind of with a lot of different options. Maybe you get like different project ideas at work that maybe they're like, hey, we have these different projects. Like, which one do you want to work on? Or maybe within your own, if you are like an entrepreneur, maybe you have like a bunch of different ideas that you could be working on. Basically this week, there's going to be like choices that you need to be making within your career, financial decisions as well. And with this card, usually it's about, there really kind of isn't a wrong choice to make. I don't know if you follow Gary Vee. He's not for everybody. Some people love him, some people hate him. But I saw a video of his on TikTok today talking about, just make a decision. Whatever decision you make is the right decision. You'll never know what could have happened with the other decision. So rather than just sitting there in fear of like, well, what do I pick? What do I pick? I don't know what to pick. Whatever decision you make is the right one, and then just go for it. Go with it. And so that's kind of what this is saying this week in regards to your career and finances as well. Don't think, which that sounds funny, don't think too much about your money or career decisions, but really just kind of make a decision. If you're finding yourself overwhelmed with choices in regards to your career or finances, just make a decision, own it, and go with it. Alrighty. And if we're going to stick with the supporting, self-loving theme, go with the decision for your career and finances that helps support you the best. Not how you think it's going to support other people, but how is it going to support you? Alrighty, so that was pile 1. All right, if you chose pile 2, here we go. Pile 2, your overall theme or message. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. All right, so let's go ahead and set that aside and kind of see how these other cards relate to that. So yourself is plot. Sexton's plot. This is really, you hear plot and it makes me think of like you are the author of your life. Where in your life are you letting fear and anxiety and separation, where are you letting those old stories control you? So often in our lives, we have things that happen to us and we get used to that being our story, our pain, our trauma, our anxieties, the negative things that have happened to us and the things we've been through. Yes, they are a part of us and yes, they are a part of our story, but we are more than our anxieties and fears and traumas. You are more than that. You are so much more. So this week, really kind of think about, and as I'm saying this, I'm feeling like there may be some, such an overused word, triggers, but there may be some just reminders this week that come up of some things that have made you feel attacked, painful, fearful, judged in the past. So be aware of that this week. But remember, again, life doesn't happen to us. Life happens with us. Life happens for us. We are active players in the game of life. The game of life. But yeah, we are active players in it. You are the writer, you're the actor, you are the star, you're the set director, you're everything in your personal play of life. And so don't let any past issues rile you up to the point that you continue to live that same old story of being a victim, essentially, of victim mode. And this could be, minor things. We always let our significant other, they win the arguments all the time or whatever, and so you feel like you are being silenced or whatever it is. It could be something minor, it could be something major. Rewrite your story if you're not happy about it, if you're finding yourself this week being reminded of past pains and issues, rewrite your story. Rewrite your story to be the victor and not the victim. All right, then we have love. We have Crow. I love this deck. Isn't it just so pretty? All right, so we have Crow. Crows can signify that there is a change, that a change is coming. Crows can also, they kind of dive into the shadows a little bit, into the shadow realms. They are usually aware of things quickly. So in regards to love this week, and this could maybe be what I was picking up on in regards to some past things coming up for you, or some past issues, or, again, triggers. That's not the word I'm trying to use, because that makes it sound like, I'm not sure. But there's going to be some changes in regards to love. So whether you are in a committed relationship or you are looking for one, there's going to be a change to your romantic status this week. And again, I think it's kind of up to you, whatever that change is, because change doesn't always mean it's scary. It could be a fabulous change. It could be, just a necessary change that might not feel the best. Change is usually a good thing, whether it's expected or unexpected. But again, remember, you, the plot, you are the writer of your life. So whatever this change is, whether it is good or unpleasant, you can decide how you're going to let that affect your life. So again, just really be aware that you are in control of your life. And that also this message is coming through too, that our wounds and our past hurts, they're sort of windows into what we can heal, what we can work on. And it gets to a point though, like, okay, are you facing this shadow and healing it and working through it and growing from it? Or are you facing this shadow and letting it keep you small because you keep replaying the story of, well, this happened, or, oh, this just always happens to me. There's a fine line between embracing that shadow and healing it, and embracing that shadow and letting it be your crutch. So there's that. All right, career and money. We have strength. So career this week. You may find this week that you're feeling a little drained in regards to your income, whatever that is, or your career, your job. You may find that you're feeling a little drained, a little like it's demanding a lot of you. But just keep sticking with it, be persistent, and pay attention to the differences between things in life and career especially sometimes can be difficult, but we push through and then we come out stronger on the other end. And then there's the difference of when something becomes difficult and we're just like continually ramming our head into the wall. Like maybe we need to take a detour and go a different way. But either way, I think it means to just really be persistent this week in regards to your career. Remember that you're strong. Remember that then on your day off, you can relax, you can do what you want. But in regards to career this week, just keep pushing through, I think. And you'll know when it's time to detour or not. But I think this week it's just going to be really good for you to just keep pushing through, keep plowing along, keep taking those steps. I don't think this is the week to make any like major career or business decisions. Alrighty, so that was pile 2. And last but not least, let's do pile 3. All right, your overall theme or message. I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. I love this one. Love it. My old dog over there snoring. All right, so self. We have hate. Ooh, hate. So if we take this in regards to, I'm going to take a drink real quick. You can look at the card while I'm drinking. Alrighty. All right, so if we're going to take this in relation to the overall message, I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. So there's twofold to this message in regards to self and hate. I feel like hate is such a strong word, but sometimes when we want things, the things that we want or the things we desire, we've been either conditioned by society or by our community or our family to feel guilty about the things that we want or the things we desire. we've been made to feel like, oh, I can't possibly want that. No matter what it is, whether it's maybe you want to buy some, really expensive, extravagant purse for yourself, but like you've been told that, oh, that's so wasteful. And so you don't like that about yourself, that you want to have nice material items. Or, maybe you want to explore yourself in a sexual way, in a different way, and you've been taught that that's like kind of shameful, and oh, you shouldn't, that's not okay to experience that type of activity. Whatever it is, there's things that we feel shamed for, and so we end up kind of hating those aspects of ourselves. But this week, really own it. If there's something that you want to do, something that you desire, something that kind of makes you happy, that you've been kind of like, I don't know. And this could even be just something of like, maybe you want to dye your hair a crazy color and you've never done that before, and you've thought that, or you've been taught that that's too weird, and oh, you could never pull that off, and so you're like, oh, I hate that I want to do this and I don't do it. Dye your hair this week. Disclaimer, I'm not telling you guys what to do about anything ever. You have your free will. You can do what you want or not do what you want. I'm just relaying some messages. But yeah, just own it. Just do what you want to do and own it. As long as it's not hurting other people. Again, disclaimer. And then remember too, that if there's something that you don't like about yourself, whether it's something you desire or just something like physically about yourself that you don't like, or something you don't like about your personality, what you focus on grows. So the more you tell yourself, oh my God, like I would just be so much prettier if I lost 20 pounds, or oh my God, if I could just, stand up for myself more, I would just be so much happier. I hate that I don't do that. The more you focus on what you don't like about yourself, the more that's what you see. You're literally feeding it. So kind of like, I think it was, pile number 1 of the like self-love and kind of doing what is good for you, and affirmations, noticing how you're talking to yourself. I think that that's going to be really good for you who chose pile 3 as well, to just take what you don't like about yourself and try to flip it and see it from a different perspective and make it something that you do like about yourself. All right, love. We have deer. Okay, and yep, this is feeding off onto, and look, I love, they match. I think this card is continuing off of this one. So deer is all about innocence and compassion and tenderness. And so I'm really thinking, not only is it good to have tenderness and compassion for those that we love in our lives, so maybe some people that you love in your life this week are going to get on your nerves. Maybe pay attention to where you can show them some compassion and some tenderness. We don't want to be walked all over, for sure, but there are times where we could be like, all right, you know what, like, maybe you're having a rough week as well. Like, I'm having a rough week, maybe you are, and that's why you've been a little extra snippy. So, you want to talk about it? Like, rather than just being like, well, I've had a terrible week too. Like, show some tenderness, show some compassion this week with those that you love. And with yourself as well. Show yourself compassion. And the innocence aspect of the deer is really standing out. Treat yourself like inner child work, basically. How I was saying a moment ago about maybe doing some affirmations and taking the things that you don't like about yourself and flipping it to make it something that you do like about yourself. Inner child work is basically kind of like talking to a small child. Like, how would you talk to a small child that was like, oh, I hate myself, I can't do this right? I mean, hopefully you wouldn't be like, yeah, you suck, you should just give up now, you're awful. Hopefully you aren't mean like that to little children. Hopefully you would talk to the child like, oh, everybody struggles. Maybe we can try it again. Is there a way that I can help you to figure out a different way to do it? Try to talk to yourself like you would a small child, the innocence, and tap into that. That's where our true tenderness lies, and our true inner compassion. So, love. Have compassion and patience for yourself and others this week. And then finally, career and money. We have 4 of voices. Take it easy this week. I think I already said, I'm not sure what's going on astrologically. I'm not an astrologer. I do know that there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the planets, though, from what I've read. But this is the second time this is coming up as far as, like, don't make important career or financial decisions, which I know in one of the other cards I was like, just make a choice and go with it. If it relates to something major, like a major career change or like a major investment in something, financial investment, maybe do some research and kind of make a decision this week, but then don't finalize it until after this week. But if it's a smaller decision, oh, what project should I work on next? Or, oh, something smaller in regards to career and finances, that's okay. But pile number 3, 4 of voices for you, especially this week. Kind of take it easy. Take this week to take some inventory of your finances. Where are you spending money? Where could you be saving money? Take notice of your career, of your job. Where are you happy? Where could you maybe make some more progress in your career? Or maybe where can you pull back a little bit? But this week is more just kind of about contemplative things about your finances and your career, not so much active, if that makes sense. All right, so that is the readings for everybody. I hope that this found you well. I hope this served you well. As always, feel free to leave some comments. I love feedback. I'd love to hear what resonated, maybe what didn't, or come back next week and be like, oh my gosh, that totally made sense for this reading, or whatever. Also, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram. That's usually where I'm at the most. TikTok more than Instagram. ShariceWilliams.xo. All the information will be down there. Anyway, hope you have a wonderful week, and talk to you later. Bye!